You booked early, picked the cheapest seat, measured your carry-on twice, triple-checked the airline's baggage policy just to be sure. You skipped the check bag to save time, money, and stress. And now you're standing at the gate watching someone slap a bright yellow tag on your carry-on like it's a problem they've been waiting to get rid of. You paid to carry it, you packed light, you followed the rules, so why is it being taken from you? This isn't bad luck, this isn't a one-off. This is the new normal, because in 2025, airlines aren't just moving bags, they're moving the rules. And if you don't understand how the system is designed to work against you, you'll lose, quietly, every time. But here's what they won't mention in the pre-boarding announcement. You can keep your control, you can avoid surprise fees, and you can walk onto your flight without that tense scramble for overhead space. You just have to know what the game really is, and how to stop playing it like a rookie. This is everything they don't want frequent flyers teaching each other, and we're about to break it down step by step. You thought carry-on bags were your loophole, a way to outsmart the system, travel lighter, faster, cheaper. But now something shifted. Airlines have turned that strategy against you. Today, a growing number of budget carriers are charging more for your carry-on than for your checked luggage. You read that right. That small roller bag you bought specifically to avoid checked bag fees, in some cases, it costs more to bring it on board, and they won't always tell you that when you book. It looks like a cheap flight at first, until you reach the check-in screen. Then suddenly, there's a $65 charge just to bring your bag with you. A fee that wasn't there before. A charge that didn't show up in the advertised fare. It's not a mistake, it's the model. And it gets worse. Even after you pay, even after you've packed to the inch and boarded with confidence, there's still a chance your bag won't make it into the cabin. The gate agent makes a casual announcement. We're out of overhead space. No apology, no refund, just a tag and a promise to see your bag again after landing, if nothing happens to it along the way. And this isn't about comfort, this is about control. That bag you packed so carefully, the one holding your medications, your laptop, your passport, your valuables, now disappears down a conveyor belt with no warning, no protection, no guarantee. So what do people do? They push back in the only way they know how. They show up early, they hover near the boarding zone, they ignore group numbers and edge closer, inch by inch, pretending not to be in line when they absolutely are. This is what flight crews call gate lice, the tense, anxious swarm of passengers crowding the gate just to protect their carry-on space. It turns boarding into a contest. It builds stress into something that should be routine. But here's the truth. You don't need to play that game. There's another way, quieter, smarter, more effective. And once you understand it, you won't go back. If you want smarter strategies that airlines won't advertise, subscribe. There's more coming. Real fixes for real travelers. Here's the truth most seasoned travelers won't say out loud. The smartest move in 2025 isn't to fight for bin space. It's to skip the carry-on entirely. Not downgrade, not compromise. Just opt out of the game. Bring only a personal item. That's it. It sounds risky until you realize why it works. Most airlines, even the budget ones tightening every rule, still allow one personal item for free. No surprise charges, no last-minute fees, no hidden terms buried in the fine print. And here's the part that changes everything. That bag, it never leaves your side. No conveyor belts, no tags, no sudden reroutes to the cargo hold. Your medications, your laptop, your passport, your essentials stay exactly where you put them. No rush to board, no eye contact avoidance as the overhead bins fill up. You can board last, stroll on calmly, and slide your bag right under the seat in front of you. No tension, no scramble, no elbowing your way through strangers just to protect your space. You stop feeling like part of the problem and start feeling like a traveler again. Quiet, focused, human. If that shift feels like something more people should know, give this a like. And if you've been carrying more than you need, literally or otherwise, subscribe, because the next move is to show you how to pack for 5 days in one personal item without feeling like you've sacrificed anything.
So how do you actually make this work? Fitting everything you need into one bag small enough to slide under an airline seat? It starts with the way you pack. Forget folding, forget stuffing, forget the sit on it and hope method. There's a reason the military trains people to pack fast, tight, and efficient. It's called the Ranger Roll, and it's ridiculously effective. You lay your clothes flat, fold a small edge to create a pocket, roll it tightly like a burrito, and tuck that pocket over the end to lock it in place. The result? Wrinkle-free, rock-solid rolls that don't puff up, don't unravel, and fit into corners you didn't even think of as usable space. I used this exact method on a 5-day trip to New York last spring. 2 climates in 1 week, unexpected rain, formal dinner in the middle. It all fit. Just one personal item. No checked luggage, no carry-on. But it gets better. Pair the Ranger roll with compression packing cubes, and now you're playing at a different level. Compression cubes look like any other travel organizer until you zip them shut. First, you close the standard zipper. Then you run a second zipper track around the cube, which presses the air out and shrinks the whole thing down. It's like turning your clothes into bricks of space efficiency. I tested this on a winter trip to Chicago. Jeans, fleece, thermals, the kind of clothes that usually take over your bag. With compression cubes, they flattened into stackable blocks, fit perfectly under the seat, no carry-on needed. Now imagine combining both, Ranger rolls inside compression cubes. That's how you beat the space problem. And if this part feels strangely satisfying, it should. There's something kind of brilliant about making every inch of your bag work for you, not against you. If you're finding the smarter way of traveling useful, hit that subscribe button. The next strategy could change the way you pack forever. Here's where most people mess it up, right at the finish line. They do the hard part. They roll, they compress, they organize. Then they toss it all into a tiny crossbody or a mini tote that barely fits a tablet. And just like that, they waste the one bag that actually matters. A personal item sounds small, but the rules say otherwise. Airlines don't care what the bag looks like, they care whether it fits under the seat in front of you. Which means, if you check their listed dimensions and stay within them, you can go a lot bigger than you think. You're not limited to a purse, you're not stuck with a soft-sided tote from 10 years ago. You can carry a full-size backpack. You can carry something like the Nomad Lane Venta, a structured bag that opens like a suitcase, holds your laptop, chargers, shoes, socks, even your backup snacks. And it still fits under that seat. The key is this: maximize the space you're actually allowed. Not over, not under, right up to the edge. When you pair that right-size bag with compression cubes and smart rolling, you suddenly realize you didn't sacrifice anything. You've got your tech, your meds, your layers, your toiletries, your peace of mind. And you didn't fight for bin space. You didn't get hit with a surprise fee. You didn't hand your valuables to a conveyor belt. You stayed in control. And that's the whole point. If you've ever packed tight but still felt unprepared, it probably started with the wrong bag. Fix that, everything else gets easier. Once you're in the air and the seatbelt sign goes off, you've got a quiet opportunity most people miss. Your personal item is under the seat, right where it should be. But now, instead of leaving it jammed up against your toes, you gently slide it back a few inches. Not into the aisle, not into anyone's space, just behind your calves. That one small adjustment gives your legs room to move. Your knees can shift, your ankles can breathe. On a 3-hour flight, it's a relief. On an overnight red-eye, it's the difference between arriving stiff and groggy or feeling halfway human. This isn't a gadget, it's not a premium upgrade. It's a simple shift in space, one you control. Because smart travel isn't always about big hacks. Sometimes it's about noticing the small ones. It starts out innocent enough. You're mid-flight, halfway through a movie, maybe getting some work done. Then you pause, stretch, and slide your laptop into the seat back pocket to free up your tray table. It feels convenient, temporary, safe, until the person in front of you reclines. Now your MacBook, the one with the fragile hinge and the glass screen, is pressed between a metal seat frame and a flexing panel that wasn't designed to hold anything more delicate than a barf bag. And just like that, your screen's cracked. It happens fast, no impact, no warning, just pressure. Some travelers don't even notice until they open it again on the ground. And even if your laptop somehow survives, there's another problem. Those pockets, they're not just cramped, they're filthy. Use tissues, snack crumbs, sticky wrappers. They're cleaned less often than you'd think, if at all. That's not where your tech belongs. The fix is simple. Keep your laptop in a padded sleeve inside your personal item. Not loosely floating around, not stuffed between sweaters. Protected. Close. It takes 5 extra seconds to slide it in, but it saves you hundreds in repairs and avoids the headache of watching your gear get crushed by a reclining stranger who never even knew it. Smart travel is not just about getting there faster. It's about protecting what you brought with you.
Security lines don't move slow by accident. They stall because someone somewhere packed like it was still 2012. Oversized lotion bottles, mystery gels, a giant can of hairspray. Yes, the 3.4-ounce rule is still real in 2025. Still enforced, still capable of turning your favorite skincare product into a confiscated item in seconds. Then come the sharp objects: cuticle scissors, box cutters, the little fruit knife someone forgot was in their lunch bag. Every one of these causes a slowdown, a search, and a ripple effect for the dozens of people behind them. And the one that still catches people off guard? Power banks. They belong in your carry-on, not in checked luggage. Lithium batteries packed down in the cargo hold are a safety hazard. And yes, people still forget, flights get delayed, alarms go off, nobody wins. Then there are the true wildcards. Fireworks for a beach trip, a camping stuff with butane still attached. One guy even packed a machete. It's not always ignorance, sometimes it's just guessing, but there's a better way. Before you pack, check the TSA banned items list. It's not hidden, it's right on their site. And if you're unsure, use Ask TSA on Twitter. They actually respond, often within minutes. A little prep keeps the line moving. A little prep keeps your stuff from being tossed. And a little prep keeps everyone, from TSA agents to fellow passengers, from silently wishing you'd stayed home. There's something no one tells you about packing light, something you don't realize until you're walking through the airport with nothing dragging behind you. No wheeled bag bumping your heels, no backpack cutting into one shoulder, no panic shifting at the TSA belt. Just you and a bag that fits neatly under the seat. And that simplicity, it does something to your head. You stop checking overhead bin space. You stop worrying about whether you forgot something. You stop juggling 3 things when all you need is one. Instead, you start noticing. You look around. You breathe. You've taken the trip. Because you're not fighting your luggage. You're moving freely through it. It's not just about strategy or clever packing hacks. It's about feeling lighter, physically, mentally, and once you feel that shift, it's hard to go back. You realize travel was never supposed to feel like dragging your entire life across terminals. It was meant to feel like freedom. Smart packing isn't just a trick. It's a mindset. And the less you carry, the more you get to experience. You've got everything you need now. The right personal item, one that pushes the size limit without crossing it. The Ranger Roll, military-grade packing that keeps clothes tight, smooth, and space-efficient. Compression cubes, flattening winter layers into dense, organized blocks. Your laptop, padded and protected, never shoved into a seatback pocket. Your legs stretched out, bag slid just a few inches back, and you're breathing easier mid-flight. Your tech and power banks exactly where they should be. TSA won't flinch. This is the no-stress travel system. No guessing, no last-minute gate checking, no awkward bin battles, no wondering if your bag will survive the trip. You're no longer reacting to airline chaos. You're out in front of it. You're not the one holding up the line, losing your stuff, or playing overhead bin Tetris. You're calm. You're packed smart. You're already in control. Now, let's keep this going. Which of these hacks are you trying next? Got a TSA horror story or an underrated travel trick you swear by? Drop it in the comments. I read every one. If this helped you feel more confident, hit like so others can find it too. Subscribe for more behind-the-scenes flight strategies. And if you're really ready to level up, watch the next episode, What Not to Pack in Your Personal Item, TSA's Unspoken Rules. You'll never look at that bag the same way again.